Hey guys, it's Josh Lloyd. It's a pre-game show. We've got 7 games on today, which is exciting. We're going to do dribble game. We're going to look at lineups, going to look at ins and outs, going to answer your questions. A whole bunch of injury statuses just dropped. I'm just checking if anything important is in them. Not really. Gordon Hayward's out. Shocker. They're still listing Steph as questionable and Ayton as questionable, even though Steph is in and Ayton is out. Interesting. Don't know what's going on there. But that's where we're at. I don't know why we keep doing this Hayward doubtful bullshit dance. It's so stupid. It's so dumb. You could tell easily he's out for weeks. Or he's out for at least a week. But they keep doing this, which keeps annoying us. All right. How is everyone? Good to have you guys here on a pregame show for this day with the 7 games on, as I said. Let's go and flick straight across and do dribble game to kick off the day's proceedings. What have we got up here? Bam and Conley. Kyle Lowry. Easy. Done. Bang. All right, let's get back to lineups. No lineups confirmed just at this point, but we'll go through the injury statuses at the moment. Detroit, Philly. Bogdanovic is out. Duran is out. Embiid is probable. He's warming up, and now he's officially in. So they are starting with Maxey and Melton moving to the bench. So it is Harden, Maxey, Harris, Tucker, Embiid, DeAnthony Melton moving to the bench. Do not drop him. Do not drop him. Let's see what happens. Don't drop him. But Embiid is back. Embiid is playing. PJ Tucker is playing as well. For the Thunder and the Heat, Bam Adebayo, I didn't think he was going to play. Then they listed him questionable. He's out. Tyler Hero, I'm not injured, bro. I'm totally fine. I'm all good. I'm all good. Ignore this strapping on my knee. Ignore the fact that I limp off the court. I'm all good. He's not playing. Kyle Lowry is out. Caleb Martin is out. But Gabe Vincent is in. So they're going to be starting, I'm going to guess, Orlando Robinson. Although Dedmon is active and available. Haywood Highsmith, Gabe Vincent, Max Strus, Jimmy Butler is my guess. But I don't know that. But so many opportunities for Oladipo, for Vincent, for Strus, for Robinson, Orlando Robinson. Just some big opportunities there. Gordon Hayward's out for the Hornets. Otto Porter's out for the season for the Raptors. For the Cavs, there is no Rubio, of course. There for the Jazz, there is no Horton Tucker, no Kelly Olynyk, no Colin Sexton. Big opportunity for Walker Kessler. And with Sexton out, there's opportunities for, and Horton Tucker out, opportunities for Agbaji and Alexander Walker. For the Magic, Bol is returning. Jonathan Isaac is playing in the G League, apparently. Justice Winslow is still out. Nurkic and Gary Payton remain probable. For the Warriors and Suns, Curry is back. Clay is back. Ayton is out. Chris Paul is out. But we don't know about Shamet and Torrey Craig yet. They're big ones. I know, obviously Ayton is going to be replaced. I think in the past they start Biyombo and they bring Landale as the backup. But Landale's clearly, I think, the better option. But whether they go that way, I don't know. That makes it a tough decision of who to stream. With Paul out, maybe Shamet out, Dwayne Washington's going to have to take a ton of shots. So he's probably worth a stream. Damian Lee's also worth a look there as well. And then you're going to just have a bunch of guys. Like if Craig is out, then Okogie or Ish Wainwright might be worth a look as well. But Jesus Christ, that's pretty rough. For the Warriors, I wouldn't drop DiVincenzo necessarily. Actually, no, I would. Curry and Clay are back. Wiggins is back. It's really hard for DiVincenzo to remain a 12-team league guy with those guys back. So I don't think so. For the Mavericks and the Clippers, Paul George is out. Kennard is out. Green is out. Finney Smith is out. Terrence Mann should start at point guard there as well. Luka has been upgraded to probable, so that is a positive. Hello. How is everyone? After I went through all of that information. As I said, we've only got one starting lineup confirmed. It is the Sixers here. Harden, Maxey, Harris, Tucker, Embiid. And you can see there's big question marks over, or who starts with Bogdanovic in Detroit? I think it'll be Diallo, but we need to watch that. Could be Burks, but I think it'll be Diallo. In Miami, I think Vincent will start, Highsmith and Robinson, but it could be Dedmon. Could be Oladipo there as well. Raptors and Hornets, pretty straightforward, I think. Warriors, pretty straightforward. The Suns, huge question marks. Blazers and Magic should be straightforward. Jazz, I think it'll be Kessler, but it could be Beasley. Mavericks should be straightforward. And Clippers, I think, should be straightforward. Same as last game would be my guess. All right, now I can actually have a look and see who's around. Who would I stream tonight? Killian Hayes, Orlando Robinson, Cameron. Killian Hayes is not a streamable player. He is a must-roster player. So it's clearly him. Yes, Robinson might outperform him today, but that does not matter. Killian Hayes is a must-roster player. Would I drop Poole? No, I would not drop Poole. What are my thoughts on Klay Thompson's role tonight? Well, here we go. The Pistons are starting Kevin Knox. Lol. Not Diallo. So it's Hayes, Ivy, Bay, Stewart, and Knox. Jesus Christ. All right, there you go. Kevin Knox is starting. What are my thoughts on Klay Thompson's role? Look, it's going to be reduced because Steph is back. So he's going to have lower usage, probably lower minutes, and it's probably a blowout. So I don't know how much of the court he sees, actually. Orlando Robinson double-double incoming. I would think that they could give him a solid role, but they might not. They might play Deadman. I think a double-double is realistic, but who knows, man. Do I think it's worth trading Jokic for Luka before trade deadline, as Nuggets playoffs aren't as great for my league? It's a really big change to your team. Obviously, Luka has significant free throw percentage issues. His field goal percentage is less. I still think Jokic is a better player. I'm not really that into doing trades for fantasy schedule, to be honest. Especially with topping. I just don't really think it's worth it. Will I be doing Sunday pregame shows anymore? Probably not, because by the time Sunday games start, there's all 3 games that have already started. It's in the middle of the slate of games when I go to do it, so probably not Sunday ones. Thoughts on Duran injury? A hold still? Yeah, absolutely is a hold. People are so keen to move on from top 80 players. We don't know that he's out any more than he is out today. There's absolutely a chance that Orlando Robinson's a trap. Absolutely. Can you get a stop hammer time? Yes, you can. If I can find it, you can.
Stop hammer time.
MC Hamidou Diallo. Hopefully he's able to do something. Is Herb Jones a drop? Yeah, look, he wasn't a must-roster player anyway. So move on. He's dealing with a back problem now. Why is Oladipo not starting? Well, we don't know. We don't know the Heat starting lineup yet. This is my projection of their starting lineup. He might very well start. But he hasn't so far. So he might not. Don't think it really matters. Is KD out 16 games? He's out for about a month, and I think there's a chance he's out until the All-Star break. So that might be 16 games, yeah. I don't know. I think this is going to be a blowout. I think Steph's going to play limited minutes. I don't expect big numbers for Steph. Okay. Grimes or Gafford? Gafford's a better option than Grimes, but realistically, if you're playing the category league, you can't ask these questions. I mean, you can ask them, but you have to understand what your team is. One guy is a rebounds, blocks, and field goal percentage person. The other one is a points, threes, free throws, and steals. Like complete opposite players. In general, the value of Gafford, I think, is a little bit higher than Grimes, although his role is less secure. But that's not how fantasy works or how category leagues work. You need to understand which guys make more sense for your team, really. Like, for plenty... Oh, my God. What the hell? Isaiah Stewart, late scratch. Nerlens Noel is starting. Fuck. Sore shoulder for Stewart. Nerlens Noel starting. There you go. Is Melton worth a start in a max game limit? Edwards, I don't think I would. I think I'd rather hold him and not start him today. Just to see what happens. How many injuries after next week with 5 games? Yeah, they got 5 games next week, the Raptors. It's a worry. I think that we might get a game off for Siakam or a game off for Van Vliet, who've been dealing with injuries this season. How much are you estimating you're going to have to talk about Voldemort in the coming days or weeks? I'll talk about him today for sure. But I honestly just don't see how a guy that's missed 2.5 years of basketball, who is going to come in and almost 100% be a bench player. There's almost no way he's starting. He's going to sit back-to-back games. He's going to be a minutes restriction for the rest of the season. There's no way that I'm considering him for 8, 10, 12, or 14 team leagues. I'm just not doing it. He hasn't played for 10 years. No, I don't think so. Not interested. And there is your Jonathan Isaac discussion. I think Trey Jones is a sell high. Not really. I think that he's going to maintain some pretty strong value for a while. And I don't think you get enough value back in a trade. Yes, Isaiah Stewart is out. Even with Melton losing minutes, what's my view on him as a dynasty piece? Interesting. I think he's quite a good player. I don't know if he ever finds a role where he establishes himself as a long-term starter, and that probably always precludes him from ever being a top 80 player. He's perfect for what the Sixers do. He's going to be there for a couple more years at least. I'm not sure he's ever able to be a top 80 player consistently. Is Burks a strong stream? Yeah, I think he is for today, yes. Who is the stream of the day? Let's have a look. Who is some of it's going to depend on what happens in Phoenix, which we don't know about yet. I think it's probably Orlando Robinson. Do you count Kessler as a stream or Oladipo as a stream? They should be on rosters, but they are available in a lot of spots. They're great options too. Jalen McDaniels, pretty good stream today. And Max Strus, maybe even Jock Landau, some good streamers. Noel, not a bad stream, but I don't know how much he can actually play. Can we move on from Tyus now that Jar is back? Well, Jar is back. He's off the injury report, so that's good news. But can you move on? Well, that's the thing. It's can you afford to hold him? That's the question with Tyus, because he's an elite stash player, because we know Jar gets hurt a lot. And whenever Jar is hurt, Tyus is a top 60 player. So if you're top 2, top 3 in your fantasy league, you hold on to Tyus Jones. Otherwise, he's not going to be a top 200 player when Jar's playing. And that's not useful for most 12 or 14 team leagues. He is an absolute stash player. That's it. Olynyk was dropped in a 12-team league. Bol and Jabari, my worst players, worth grabbing for Bol. Yeah, I don't really see Bol being able to do anything to maintain 12-team league value. I don't know how long Olynyk's out, but he has been better for most of this season. I think he's the guy I'd grab, yeah. Or is he must roster? These terms, sure, I guess. I think he's worth having. Would I move heaven and earth to get Oladipo? Probably not. But if he's on my waiver wire, I'd grab him, especially for today, but then see what happens. Do you drop Orlando Robinson for Noel? I don't think Noel has the ability to play huge minutes here. I just don't think his body is going to sustain it. I think I would prefer Robinson over Noel. How can Orlando be a strong stream and a trap? Because I'm assuming that he plays good minutes and puts up good numbers. But he is an untested two-way rookie that might go out there, play 18 minutes, and they play Dedmon and Haslam the other 30 minutes, and Robinson sees 2 shots and has 1 attempt. I don't think that'll happen, but there's very far from a guarantee on consistency or even minutes. That's what we've got to do with this sort of stuff. We have to make projections. This is what I think can happen. And so I love the opportunity. The opportunity is gigantic for Robinson, but it could completely trap us into nothing. There's no guarantee of that stuff. So it's very easy to be both of those things. Very easy. Did I go to college? Yes. What did I take? You're obviously American, Anthony, because you don't really say that in Australia, what you take. I studied pharmacy. I'm a pharmacist. Do I think Mark Williams has a chance of starting if the cockroach gets traded? He would definitely start if Plumlee is traded. Definitely. What is the game of the day? Let's go through them. I can't believe we're getting a game that Kevin Knox and Nerlens Noel are starting. Game of the day. It's Mavericks Clippers. No, it's not. It's Cavs Jazz. Cavs Jazz, I think. Who's the safest stream? Highsmith or Robinson? Robinson to me. Highsmith has been starting and playing 18 minutes a night. He'll probably get a few extra minutes today, but I think Robinson's the safest stream. When should the fantasy championship be? Sam, welcome to the show. First time watcher, I'm sure. You should finish your leagues on March 19th, but you can't make any changes now. I don't know why. Sorry, I'm going to get angry here for a second. Not at you, Sam, but maybe you, I don't know. But I get people asking me this now. Hey, when should we hold fantasy playoffs? I'm sorry, I'm going to swear. It doesn't fucking matter because your league is set. Why you cannot change your playoff date now? You can't do it unless your league decides to change everyone votes in accordance with it. How can you change your playoff dates now? 50% through the season. You should have set your final to end on March the 19th. Or maybe it's March 20th this season. I think it's March 19th. That is the day that all fantasy leagues should finish. They don't because people set them up incorrectly and the sites default to the wrong date, which is another separate issue. But you cannot, if your league is set to finish on April 3rd or whatever, or April 2nd, you can't change it now. You just can't do it. The season's halfway through. You can't just change the length of the season. The Hornets are starting Ball, Rozier, McDaniels, Washington, Plumlee. Absolutely no surprise there at all. Do we stick with Derek White for the back-to-back? Yes, they're going to be missing players. So Smart, Williams, and Horford, I think, are all at risk of resting one of the two games. So yes, White has value. Given that Voldemort will be healthy moving forward, you know that Jonathan Isaac's going to be healthy, do you? There's no way you can make that statement. Given that he will be healthy moving forward, there is zero chance you can say that. None whatsoever. Do I think he'll be a starter next season? Do I think he'll start over Carter, Banchero, or Wagner? No, I don't. Not at all. Could he have a starting ability? Maybe. I'm not going to be here telling us or telling you that I think he can make a big impact next season because I don't know that. I haven't seen him on the court for 3 years, and I think that he's behind all of those guys. He's definitely not as good as Banchero, and Banchero plays his position. He's not as good as Wagner, and Wagner plays his other position. And I don't think he's as good as Wendell Carter Jr., to be honest. Carter's been really, really good. And I used to like Isaac quite a bit as a player, but I can't trust it after this amount of time. And I think those other guys are better. So, and again, I cannot say that he will be healthy moving forward. You cannot say that. Is Cole Anthony a drop even in a 14-team league? No, I wouldn't drop him in 14s. In 12, I probably would. How many minutes do I project Harrell with Embiid back? The minutes he was getting before Embiid was out. So basically, whatever minutes Embiid doesn't play, that's it. If Embiid plays 35, then Harrell plays 13. If Embiid plays 33, Harrell plays 15. That's it. That's all he plays. No difference there. Do you hold in case Embiid gets knocked out again? No, I wouldn't bother holding him. Do I think Cam Johnson will have a minutes restriction and sit back-to-backs the rest of the season? No. I think he will have minutes restrictions and sit back-to-backs, but not the whole season. Who is my biggest bust pick? Probably Cade Cunningham in like round 3. That didn't work out well. What is my best pick? Well, it's either taking Olynyk at like 110 or Markkanen at like 80. They're probably my best ones. Is Larry Markkanen in your all-star votes? I haven't done them yet, but I would have to think yes. How am I doing in the Locked On Fantasy Basketball? I'm I'm in the Chicago Bulls division. I think I'm 6th in that division, so I'm on track to make playoffs. I'm in the top half of all teams. I had a really rough start, but I'm picking it up at the moment. And in the points league, I think I'm sort of mid-packers. I'm not doing as well in the points league. Do I think there'll be any big trades before the deadline? If so, who? Like, it's impossible to predict, and I don't think I'm going to bother doing that, to be honest. Will there be big trades? Not massively big, I don't think. I'd be pretty surprised. Am I concerned about Keldon's injury? Yes. I don't think he will play. He's questionable for tomorrow. I don't think he will play. I'm concerned long-term, not really. But like for the next week, yes, I'm concerned. Super Bowl prediction. Bills. I think I just want them to win. Bills, Eagles. Will Slow-Mo play back-to-backs? Yes. Unless his back spasms flare up. But I don't think it's a general rule to sit him out. Noel is starting, yes. You guys should be able to see that on the screen. You can see the confirmed lineups. The ones that are in yellow are confirmed. So we've got the Pistons starting Hayes, Ivy, Bay, Knox, Noel. You've got the Sixers starting Harden, Maxey, Harris, Tucker, Embiid. And you've got the Hornets starting Ball, Rozier, McDaniels, Washington, Plumlee. Okay. Do you drop Cam Johnson or Sexton? I think Johnson's a better value long term. If you want to cash in on Markkanen, what round of player is fair to ask for? The second round. Otherwise, just don't trade him. It's got to be second round. Who's the best streaming option for Phoenix? Look, it's really tough because we still don't know what their team's going to look like. There's still 2 starters who are questionable in Shamet and Craig. So I'd say, I'd like to say Landale, but I'm not convinced that he's going to start. I think it's probably Biyombo. Washington can get really hot or really cold. So he's a tough one. Honestly, it's very, very tough to answer that. If I had to grab someone, it's probably Washington and then Landale, but it's tough. Ingram or Allen in a dynasty points league, and am I all concerned about Ingram's health history? Yeah, you have to be. He's had significant injuries every season and different things all the time. So sometimes this stuff adds up, a bit like Jimmy Butler. It is concerning. Who do I like more? Ingram still has significantly higher upside than Jarrett Allen, so it is tough. Allen has had some injury problems. We saw him miss last season as well with a big chunk of time with the hand injury. That's not really a recurring problem, though. I still probably want to take a flyer in a dynasty format on Ingram, even with injuries. Do I think Mann will start rest of season even if PG is healthy? Terrence Mann starting's got nothing to do with Paul George being out. It's got nothing at all. So do I think Terrence Mann will start rest of season? I'm not sure. I think he'll start at least in the short term, but I do have full confidence that it's got nothing to do with Paul George. Nothing at all. All right, so I have confidence that he will start with Paul George. Whether it lasts all season and whether this experiment works or not, I don't know. But it doesn't have anything to do with Paul George's injury. Would I trade Thomas Bryant for Maxey? Yeah, without a doubt. Do I like Suns Warriors under 230.5? Yes, I do. Yep, for sure. Is Gary Trent a sell high? Yes. Would I take Jazz plus 2.5 tonight? In Utah against the Cavs... Noah Olynyk, though. No, I wouldn't. I'd take Cleveland minus 2.5. What happened to Stewart? Sore shoulder. No clue at all on Craig or Shamet. They are both listed questionable, and we have no updates or nothing to tell us either way. I traded Isaiah Stewart for Markelle Fultz. I didn't realize the situation in Detroit. What's the situation in Detroit? Was this still a decent move? Yeah, Fultz is significantly better than Stewart. Is Reggie Jackson a drop in a 16-team league? There's a chance Reggie Jackson doesn't even play. All right? There's a chance he doesn't even play. So I wouldn't drop him just yet, but it could move that way. What are my thoughts on Bismack and Gabe Vincent? I think they are, especially Vincent, is worth a 12-team stream. Bismack, if he starts, is probably an interesting 12, but probably more a 14-team league stream. Would I stream Orlando Robinson over potentially limited Steph Curry? No, I just rather trust Steph, to be honest. What's the worst case scenario for Christian Wood's downtick? Well, the blocks go back to where they've been his entire career, and the free throws drop off to where they've been his entire career, and he stays under 30 minutes a night. And if he's a bad free throw shooter on decent volume, then he's not a top 100 player. That's the worst case scenario. How likely is it? Well, we've seen it for like 2-3 years. So I'd say it's sort of likely. Terrence Mann or Orlando Robinson for today? For today, Robinson. But past today, Mann. Did I do NBA Pick'em? No, I didn't. I should go do that. Do I think D'Lo can ever get back to his prime self? What is his prime self? I think he's a highly overrated player who, like, his prime self wasn't as good as people think his prime self was. So do I think he can get back to that? I don't know. How far off is he actually at the moment? I don't think he's that far away from it. Let's do some NBA Pick'em. Which player will make more three-pointers? Sadiq Bey or D'Anthony Melton? I'll go with Bey, more opportunities. Will Giddey grab more than 7 rebounds? Yes. Who will hit 15 first? Cavs or Jazz? Cavs. Will Jarrett Allen grab more than 10? Yes. Who will hit 15 first? Warriors. Who will have more steals? Bridges or DiVincenzo? Bridges. Who will make more free throws? Magic or Blazers? That's tough because Bunkero gets to the line a ton. And Lillard does as well. I'll take Magic. Who will hit 15 first? Mavericks or Clips? Go Mavs. Will Dinwiddie hit more than 2 3-pointers? That's interesting. No. I think he'll hit 1. And there you go. Have I seen the clip on Twitter of Kevin Porter and Green ISO dribbling and Rivers saying they need to learn how to play properly? That's Austin Rivers that said that, yeah? I haven't seen the clip, but I heard Austin Rivers talk about that, saying they need someone in there to teach them stuff. Their team is just horribly constructed and coached. It's really, really bad. I don't know how Silas can't see it. I don't know what direction he's been given by the front office, but nothing about what he does makes any sense to me. Is Claxton a sell high? Yeah, I think he's averaging like 4.2 blocks over the last 2 weeks, so that's probably not going to stick. So to that degree, yes. But you're not going to get a top 30 player back for him, so I think I'd rather just ride it out. Is Suggs playing? We've got no indication to say that he isn't. So yeah, I think so. Is Man a pick up in a 10-team? I wouldn't bother picking him up in a 10-team league, no. Would I rather have Poole or Green rest of season? That's a good question. Poole's proven himself more, but only barely more. It's probably Poole. Robert Williams started yesterday. Do I think he will continue to start when Smart returns? Yes, I do. And Derek White will go to the bench. Why blame Silas? Because he makes disgracefully bad coaching decisions. He's a bad coach. Yeah, I know. That's why I blame him. The owner and GM gave him this job, yes, and they aren't pulling the plug. Yeah, yes, they are equally to blame. They are equally. They're not to blame for the terrible offensive system that's in place. They're to blame for putting him in place, and they do not escape criticism at all. But on the day-to-day decision-making, he's the one who gets criticized for it. The macro point of it, they get criticized for hiring him and keeping him, but why shouldn't he get blamed? The Houston Guards are doing exactly what they're supposed to do for the next... No. If they play like that for the next decade, this team's never winning 30 games. They're bad at it. Yeah, but they shouldn't be just ISOing every single play. There's no offense that gets run at all in this team. So if you think that that's what they should be doing moving forward, I think they're going to be terrible as they move forward, if that's what we think is going to happen. Raptors are starting Van Vliet, Trent, Barnes, Anunoby, and Siakam. No other injury news yet, or no other lineup news yet. Poole or Healed? It's probably Healed, honestly. What are my thoughts on Moses Brown on the Clippers? He's a terrible real-life NBA player. Yes, he gets good rebounds. He is not a terrible real-life NBA player. Yes, he gets good rebounds. He is not good at all. And that he only plays because they've got literally no other centers. And even then, he doesn't play every night because he is bad. He's not a good player at all. He can put up rebounds, absolutely. But he is not a very good NBA player. The Thunder aren't starting Kenrich Williams. They're starting Eugene Omoruyi. Jesus Christ. I don't actually think he's worth streaming. It's just too many nonsense things going on. Is Mike Conley a hold? Yes. Do I think the Suns' recent struggles could have an effect on Booker when he returns? No. So have an effect on when Booker returns? No, I don't. They rushed him back once, and it didn't work out well. Do I know what surgery Otto Porter had? Something on his toe. There must have been some ligament damage around his toe. I don't know exactly what it was. What rank do I think Keldon Johnson finishes with Vassell out? I think Keldon Johnson, there's a chance that his rank is worse with Vassell out because he increases volume, which increases the negative impact of his percentages. And he's never going to be... just because Vassell's out doesn't mean he gets more steals or more blocks or more rebounds or even more assists. It means he takes more shots. And it's all going to depend on if they go in more or if they don't. And without someone like Vassell there, they might not go in as much, so it might actually be worse for Keldon Johnson. His ranking can vary quite a bit. I think he's probably like an 80 to 90 guy, but there's no guarantee that he gets better. Aldrich, I'm not answering any more questions about Jonathan Isaac. I'm just not. Can't believe they're starting Eugene Omoruyi. Anyway, guys, I do need to I need to go because I need to go and do some other work. So I will see you guys later. Hit the like on the way out. Hit a thumbs up. Leave a comment. Subscribe to the show. I'll see you guys later. Good luck with all your stuff today.